And I think as long as you put yourself out there, it shouldn't be that hard. Because I know like a lot of people say like, oh, like Vancouver is like so hard to like meet people and people are very closed off, or and to be honest, in my personal experience, I've never experienced that. Like I found people here to be like super friendly. You also have to like make the initial step as well to like put yourself out there and get to know people. Because obviously if you're just sitting at home and you're like, oh well, I'm not meeting anybody, but also it's like, are you trying? Like if you're just sitting at home and you're not going out there, you're not trying to meet people, then yeah, you're not going to make any friends.
Welcome to Canada Student Network podcast.
Welcome to the podcast. We have Shani here, and she is a student at Startyy Institute. You guys kind of caught the tail end of what that's like, but we heard that it was your first day.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. What kind of inspired you to take the leap and get back into studying, especially in Vancouver, but just in general?
Yeah, I think, what made me want to go back to school is I realized like when I was looking at jobs that I really wanted, I realized that most jobs require a degree. And I realized just, being almost 25 and not having a degree, I think something that I definitely wanted, it was one of like things I really wanted to accomplish. It was definitely one of my main goals. And like the reason why I chose acting, I think I chose acting school because I already did acting in the past as a kid. So I did acting from 10 to 19. I stopped around 19, 20 years old. And then I recently decided to pick it up again because I'm already doing modeling on the side as well as music. And I thought it just makes sense that I tap into the creative industry again with acting because I'm already doing modeling and singing. So I thought I might as well just do all three. And since I have acting experience in the past and it's something that I really want to get back into, and especially here in Vancouver, like this city being like the number one in Canada for film and TV, I think it just made sense for me to do acting.
Yeah, totally. Are you originally from Vancouver?
No, so I was born and raised in Victoria, and I moved to Vancouver back in 2022. I moved here originally for work. So I came here to work in the airline industry, and I worked in the airline industry for about a year. Yeah, a year. And then I switched jobs. I worked for Arc'teryx for a little bit. I actually just finished my contract with them. So I was working out in North Van, their HQ. I was also working from home 3 days a week. So it's kind of nice. 2 days in office, 3 days a week from home. But yeah, and then now I know that, but I knew that like this is really the path that I want to go down is like acting, singing, modeling. Like I know that this is really like my calling. Like, it was nice that I got to try different things, but I know that this is really where I want to be. And I just think that being in Vancouver, it would be not a good thing to pass it up to not go to acting school when Vancouver is literally the hub for all things like creative, especially acting.
Yeah, I love that. The creativity in this city definitely is soaring. I don't know how else to put that.
Yeah.
As far as like you walk down the street, the architecture is one. I keep going back to this on the podcast. People are going to be so sick and tired of me talking about architecture, but the buildings are beautiful. The artwork, the sculptures, the murals that you see on the street, very inspiring. I mean, I think when you live, you could probably speak even better to this coming from Victoria, but when you live in such a beautiful place with the mountains and the ocean, and you kind of get the whole 9 yards. What would be your comparison coming from Vancouver or coming from Victoria, coming over to Vancouver, and just kind of how the two compare?
Oh gosh, so much. I mean, like in a way they're incomparable. Sometimes when I go back home to Victoria and I look at it, I'm like, it feels like I'm in a different country, like because it looks like aesthetically it looks so different than Vancouver. Like Victoria has so much older buildings and it's just kind of more like, like small town vibes. Like it's kind of like everyone knows each other. I mean, I guess in Vancouver you kind of get that too. Even though people say it's a big city, I definitely still see people I know like every single day. But I think it's just like different, like growing up there, because like a lot of people there have their little groups since elementary school, and and I think that it's more quiet than Vancouver, like for sure. Like, I mean, just the lifestyle, it's a bit more of a retirement place. So it's a lot of older folks there, and so there's not as much of a nightlife as there is in Vancouver. Like, I feel like things kind of get more dead at like 8 p.m. Whereas like in Vancouver, like I mean, you can get nightlife like 24/7 literally. Like you go out to Granville on a Friday or Saturday night and you have everything. You have all the clubs and they're open till like 3 a.m. And Victoria, like there are like a few clubs and such, but like the clubs are like it's just they're not very like diverse. Like Vancouver has a big diversity on the clubs. Like you can get anything from like Afro beats to like Bollywood to like K-pop to like Latin. Whereas in Victoria, all you'll get is really like you mostly just get English music, and it's like pop from like the early 2000s to like mid 2000s. Like it's nothing like, and it doesn't change. So it's always the same thing. And so I think for me, yeah, that was definitely like huge just to see like how things are so different here, like how the big city is. Yeah, it's definitely a change, but I do like it for sure. Like I really love living in Vancouver.
Like coming from a quiet city into something like this, I mean, what a shell shock. I mean, I can relate to that. I came from a small town myself in Ontario. And I mean, Toronto's there, but I personally avoided that city. Like, it's too crazy for me. It's too hectic. And I think Vancouver kind of has that sweet spot where it is such a bustling city and it's so alive. But it's like I walk the downtown core almost daily. Like I like walk,
Hmm.
like you if you're on Granville, you walk all the way down, and then you're at the like Falls Creek, and then you take a right, you go to English Bay, keep going, you end up in Stanley Park, and like it's all just so walkable. Uh,
Yeah, yeah, it
which is
is.
really great. I think you are my first guest where we can maybe tackle some nightlife. So it was nice you were listing all the different kind of scenes that you can go to and the different vibes. Uh, do you have a favorite place that you like to attend, go out to, listen to?
Yes. I mean, anything Latin for me. I love the Latin scene. Um, Especially because like I also make reggaeton music. I make Spanish music, and so I really am just a huge fan of the Spanish music and the Latin community. Latin community is so amazing here. They're people are so great and it's so vibrant, and the music it's just like it makes you want to dance, and I love that kind of music where you can dance because I also dance bachata and salsa and and reggaeton, so it's like great that these clubs have that. So
Yeah.
really like any like Latin spot, I'm for it. Like I'll go to any Latin night. Yeah, that's my thing. I love
Are we,
the Latin clubs for sure.
are we talking Aura Friday, Saturday? Aura, we have to say.
Yeah, like Aura, 12 West Friday nights. They also do Latin. Can Be Tuesdays also is Latin. Like really all of those spots, Red Room, they're all great.
Okay. For the listeners, there you go. Hit up some spots. Go listen to some Latin music.
Yeah, go hit up some spots. Hopefully my
Shake it
music
off.
will be there too one day, but who knows?
Yeah. Let's hear about that a bit. So clearly we have an artist on our podcast here and acting school. Great. I can attest. I also am an actor. So it's super cool to hear your side of things. But the music, I'd love to hear about that. So how did you find your music journey? What did that look like? When did you start picking up the vibes?
Yeah, so for me, for music, well, so I've never been the type of person that was like, oh, I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna write a song today. Like, it's never been like that for me. It's more like I could be in the shower, like taking a walk, and like lyrics just come to me. Like, lyrics will just come to me, and I'll have like a melody and like lyrics in my head, and I'll be like, oh, you know what, that sounds so good. And then I just like, I have to make it into a song now. And so, like, basically just start writing from it, and that's just how it goes for me. So really like I can make all different types of music. Like I can do things ranging from like reggaeton to like more like indie pop. Like it's really just a mix what I do because it's really just whatever pops in my head at the moment. So yeah, that's just kind of how it started really. But I've always had a passion for like music. Like I've always loved singing. I've always enjoyed going to karaoke nights. Like karaoke's always been a big thing for me. I mean I also did musical theater growing up as well for like a huge chunk of my life. So I think that like for me performing in front of others has always been a big passion of mine. It's something that I've always loved. Like I've always loved being able to sing in front of others, act in front of others. So yeah, I think for me it just all made sense, just to be able to make songs and sing them. And I haven't released anything yet, but I will be releasing stuff on Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube Premium very soon. YouTube Music, sorry.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, we'll be sure to get your handles and your tags and all that good stuff, and we'll put it in the link, and we'll spread the word for you.
Yeah,
Would you
please.
Do you have any recommendations for some live music? Do you listen to like some live music around, or not so much?
I don't listen to live music really. Sorry.
It's okay.
Um,
We'll focus on
yeah,
the dancers. We got the dancers. If you need to go shake your hips, Latin nights, we got that. So no pressure there. We shouted
yeah.
out some good clubs for the student body and any Vancouverite to go check out if you're listening. Where when you're so how long have you been on the mainland here? Did you say that
Since
already?
2022. So I've been here for 2 years.
So you've had a considerable amount of time to explore and walk around.
Yeah, more or
Where
less.
more or less?
Yeah, I haven't done too much, exploring like outside. I've just been super busy. Like I'm always just, and I think that's part of being in a big city, just always be on go, 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 like just, I don't get a lot of time to myself just to like go out and relax and do things.
Yeah, which I think is so important. And I agree with you. The city,
Mm-hmm.
people just get caught up in life, if
Yeah.
that's what you want to call life. I mean, whether you're transiting to work or on your way home and walking from A to B, people seem so busy, and they kind of, it's like I want to remind the listeners and the people out there to like take some time to soak in what's around you and the
Yeah.
people around you and your sights. Pick your head up. I just read a post. I follow this amazing doctor. She's a neuroscientist. Her name is Dr. Tara Swart, I believe. And it was like it was a post about dopamine addiction, or just kind of like over stimulating your dopamine receptors. And that comes from scrolling on your phone, mindlessly listening to podcasts. I don't know if we'll cut that part out of this podcast. What phone? Listening, like she was listing all these ways to counteract that. So like if you're waiting in line at the grocery store, like if you're waiting for the bus, like be bored, was basically her point. Was like allow your brain that time to be bored, because that's when, I mean, people like yourself and even anyone, any creative out there, people period, that's when your creativity hits, is when you are bored. Your brain thinks up some crazy stuff, and next thing you know, you have a song.
Literally, I mean, yeah, when I wrote my first song, I was walking from Subway, and I had this big bag of Subway with me, and it was actually not for me, it was actually for my friends, but I was carrying this bag of Subway, and it was like falling apart on me because those paper bags are not, they break. And so it was like falling apart on me, and I was just so frustrated because I'm like, I was in the process of moving, I'm just having this long day, and I'm carrying this bag of Subway that's falling apart. And it's kind of what just inspired me to start writing my song, honestly. Like, that's
Yeah.
just where it's from. It's like, I'm honestly just like not happy right now. I'm just carrying this bag of Subway and it's falling apart on me. And I'm in the process of moving, and I feel like everything is just like, and there we are. And now I have a great song. So
What did you title it?
it's called
Sorry, I cut you off. What is it? What'd you call it?
Mykonos, like the city in Greece.
Oh,
Yeah.
very
And
cool.
I've never even been to Greece.
What inspired that name or title for it?
You
Mykonos.
know what? It's so funny because I have no idea. I mean, it's just like part of the lyrics that came into my mind. Like, it just like Mykonos came to my mind, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna roll with it. I've never been, but came to my mind. I just thought, wow, like, okay, like, because it's a lot in like the chorus. I just thought, it'd be like a great title for a song. So it's like, let's call it Mykonos.
So you gave me a few points now where I want to go. I don't know what direction I want to go into. We were talking about food and we were talking about moving. So those are two things I want to talk about.
Mhm.
Two big things in Vancouver: finding rent and finding good places to eat.
Yeah.
So do you have any hot food spots for some people to check out,
Oh my gosh.
or just Subway?
No, I mean Subway's good too, but I feel like you can just get Subway anywhere in the world. Like why would you want Subway? Like, come on now. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I don't go eating out too much because it is expensive.
Mm.
And I'm a broke girl in film school.
Shout
But
out across the Vancouver population.
yeah, probably. But I really do love Santo Taco. I really love Mexican food. So I love Santo Taco. I also really enjoy La Casita in Gastown. So it's
Hmm.
definitely like my probably two favorite Mexican food spots. I also really am into Indian food. So there's like the Deli Fusion and Commercial, and that one's really good. Like every time like I take takeout, I love to get it from there. I also love sushi. Hello Nori is a great sushi spot. They make like hand rolls. I'm a huge fan of the hand rolls. That was probably my favorite sushi spot. I also like to go sushi as well. It's like not really a restaurant. It's like in the malls. It's kind of like this. I don't even know if I could call it a restaurant made in the mall, but it's like usually around the food court. In some malls, it's not, but it is like a sushi place that's only the food courts, but also really good sushi. Like I love me some to go sushi.
Man, that's like such a food scene here, like a foodie's dream. I mean, diversity in food options,
Yeah.
like especially like all the like the mixed cultures here, and like every culture brings their food, and someone's gonna open a restaurant and make delicious food. I want to try that. You said it was like an Indian fusion place,
Yeah, Deli Fusion on Commercial. It's great. It's
Deli
so good.
Fusion.
Like just their paneer and yeah, like I love like the prawn biryani. I love biryani. I think that they have a very good prawn biryani.
Well, now we got some restaurants. Now you're inspiring my future guests. I want to get like a. Actually, I reached out to a fella who like goes around and tries all the restaurants, and he has like a page, like a food page, and I was
Yeah.
trying to get him on to talk about the food scene. So I guess we'll transition into the finding a place to live. If you're coming to Vancouver or trying to set up, what was that experience like for you?
Um, Hell and back.
And
um, I don't
right
even know
to it.
how else to put it. Like last year alone, I and most people don't know this, I think, about my life because a lot of people thought that oh, my life looked really great, like this picture perfect thing because I was doing all these fun things. But honestly, I moved last year almost every single month throughout the year last year. Yeah, like I was just subletting from people. Most people I was subletting from were just people that were traveling back home for a month. Like so a lot of them were like Mexican people that would like rent it out on this Mexican Facebook group, and I would just find them on there, and they would just like sublet it for the month when they were going back, and I would just move like every single month with my stuff. So it was really hard because I don't feel like I had a lot of stability, and I had this worry of like where am I going to live next month, just because rent is so high, and also just the roommate situation is a mess. Trying to find normal people to live with is hard. Um, yeah, like just normal roommates is, it's not a lot to ask for, but yeah, it was a challenge to find people that, I really get along with. So now I ended up now living by myself. So now I don't have roommates anymore. But it was hard to get to this point where, I can, and I don't know, I think I'm going to have to start living with roommates again because it is so expensive.
Absolutely. It's hard to get by without sharing a rent, you know. I just saw a stat the other day that Toronto, I think it used to be Vancouver was most expensive and then Toronto and then whatever else, but now it's Vancouver, Richmond and then Toronto. So Richmond took Toronto's spot as the next most expensive. So it's just like Vancouver and even the surrounding areas. It's tough. Let's be real. So you
Yeah.
said where when you to try to help some people out if you are looking for a place. You said Facebook. I found my place on Facebook. Marketplace was where I found mine.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I'd recommend it or not, to be honest. It's really hit or miss. Like, I find that find people online. I haven't had the best experiences with that, personally. So, I don't know if I would really recommend. I mean, I think Facebook is great if you're gonna live alone without roommates, then yeah. But if you're gonna try to share with roommates, it's just, I don't know. I feel like on the internet, you could just really come across whoever. Honestly, I
Yeah,
think just really, I guess, try to get to know people beforehand and see if you'd be a good match to live together. I think one of my best roommate experiences that I had was through a friend that I knew already. So it wasn't
yeah.
one that I found online. But then again, like, even then, sometimes, you might be really good friends with someone and think, like, oh, it's going to be great. We can live together. But then, like also being friends with someone, hanging out with them and going out isn't the same as living with them. You know, it's also living with a person is a very, you get to know someone on a very different level when you live with them. So it doesn't mean that just because you're compatible to go out with each other and have a good time, doesn't mean that you're necessarily compatible to live together, you know? And I found that out too the hard way. So, you know, it's really just, I think it's really
Yeah.
just a hit or miss, honestly. In my
Yeah.
experience, at least, how it's been. Yeah.
Period. I am so tempted to share a story, but I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Also, for you people listening, it's probably not a good idea to start dating your roommate.
Yeah.
Word, word to the wise. Whoever's listening, we can make that a comedy bit. Here, I even have a little thing for it. Wrong thing. Don't date your roommate. Anyways, that's funny. Yeah, so I mean, and I would all for real advice though, like yeah, I think the trial and error, like don't be afraid to put yourself out there for a lot of options, like keep your options open and you'll find something. Just it's going to be tough, but you got to keep
Hmm.
looking and things will come out. I've time of year too. I've noticed like when I was looking for a place last year in like June. Oh my god, it was so difficult. Like I couldn't find anything, and then I was kind of like keeping my eyes open. And then I just a few months ago, and even now, we're kind of getting a little close. But I saw a lot of places come up for rent. So that's kind of something seasonal, I guess, this time of year, or I would say from maybe like what January, February might be a good time to look. Think that's my advice. That's what I've noticed.
Yeah, maybe. I remember when I
Maybe.
first moved to Vancouver, it was in February. It was in February, and I found a place. But I also didn't live with roommates at that time. I'm when I initially moved here. I moved here by myself, like with no roommates. Just I had my own place, so I think it helped a little bit. But it was in February, and I got the place pretty fast. I saw it, and I got it the same day.
You also said something that triggered something in me was that oh dear, yeah, like kind of knowing people helps like and that tied back to an earlier I guess I had last week I think or maybe the week before, but kind of building that connection. And I mean I think we're gonna always revisit that on this podcast and yeah, building those connections up and forming relationships and bonds, whatever. The more people you know, the better, especially in a city like this. It helps with rent and a whole lot of other things.
Yeah,
Um,
great city to meet people. Also like network, like networking, making friends. Like really just really good city for that because there's so many people out there to meet. And I think as long as you put yourself out there, I think that like it shouldn't be that hard because I know like a lot of people say like oh like Vancouver is like it's so hard to like meet people and people are very closed off or and to be honest in my personal experience I've never experienced that. Like I found people here to be like super friendly. I found it to be like the complete opposite. Like I found people here to be like so open to like talking to you and like and making friends. I think it's like you also have to like make the initial step as well to like put yourself out there and get to know people because obviously if you're just sitting at home and you're like oh well I'm not meeting anybody and I'm but also it's like are you trying? Like if you're just sitting at home and you're not going out there, you're not trying to meet people, then yeah you're not going to make any friends. And then you can blame
yeah,
it on the city all you want, but it's like you haven't made the effort, but if you're out there making the effort, I guarantee you that you will meet people because like I know I have.
yeah.
Like
What
even
what's some
like
secrets to success? Like some recipes that you have followed for networking or making friends.
honestly going out to clubs, like even like when I go out to party, like I'll meet people. Like I could just be in a washroom and there's a girl standing next to me and washing your hands or doing your makeup and we start talking. It's like, hey, now I just made a friend. It's like really that easy. It's like I don't
Yeah,
even need like because people try to make friends on apps and stuff like that. It's like I don't even need to go on apps. I can just go out and like be in a washroom next to a girl and I'll literally make a friend like right then and there. Like it's that easy. Also, like I've made friends through going like model castings, like I'll go to these castings and I'll start talking to the girls there. I'll start talking to the people. And then I realized, oh, I just made a bunch of friends just from going to one casting. It's the opportunities are there. Like you just have to take them, you just have to take initiative and really just like put yourself out there. And if you do, then you're not really gonna have an issue talking to people here. Like I can guarantee you could walk into a club here by yourself and you'll walk out with friends. I mean, I don't necessarily
well,
recommend going alone, but one of my
yeah,
friends did. One of my friends did it and he was just here on a trip, like visiting from Miami, and he came alone because he didn't know anyone here, and he just left with a bunch of friends, and he said, "Oh, I'm definitely coming back to Vancouver because I've made so many friends in Vancouver. Like I loved it. Like it was so easy here to make friends and people." He said in Miami, like the scene is so different. Like you can't just go to a club alone and you'll make friends like that. Like it's not like that, you know. But in
Hmm.
Vancouver, it's so chill and it's so easy.
Just us lovely Canadians, we're so easy to make friends with. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. So for the people out there who maybe aren't as outgoing or struggle to maybe find that push or motivation, I'm going to take a time here to just say I will be having a guest on in the coming weeks, and she's a connection coach. So her whole thing is helping people build connection, and she coaches you kind of through that process, whether that's more comfortable with yourself or voicing your opinion or thoughts. I'm not really sure, but I'm very excited to have her on the podcast. So keep an eye out for that episode. Yeah, we're at 30 minutes and time is just flowing. Anything you want to throw out to the people from your heart, or some advice or some tips on anything?
Like honestly, just be yourself. Just be authentic to who you are and be kind to others and try talking to people. Honestly, people aren't as scary as you think, and honestly, like if you do that, you're going to make friends here. Cuz Vancouver's a really great city to know people, so you're going to make friends. And yeah, that's my piece of advice for you. And then the other thing I just want to say would be please go listen to my music when it drops. I'm hoping it's gonna drop next week. And yeah, my song is called Mykonos. I have a Spanish and a Spanglish version as well. For those of you that don't speak Spanish. And yeah, and my artist name is
Thank you.
Startyy with two Y's. And you can find it on Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube Music as well. So
Dope. Okay, listeners, you heard her. Go listen to Spotify, support your local artists, and let's share, create, collaborate, the whole nine yards. Let's do it all.